Hi everyone. I'm just so grateful for every single one of you that is here. It's truly just a gift for me to be able to channel my depth so easily through my voice, and there's a bird in front of me right now. And yeah, it's just so magical to be able to connect with each other just through the depth of what we feel. So I just want to share my gratitude at the start of all this. And I want to talk about something that has been going on in my mind lately. Oh my god. I don't know if you can hear that, but it was this blue chrome ish bird. And yeah, so it was like purple and blue. What bird is that? It was so small. It was like a hummingbird. That has never happened before. If anyone knows the name of that bird, please comment down below. Anyways, I it has been going on in my mind recently, this idea that we take self-improvement as a tool for us. And going back to the earlier video that I posted, I truly believe that self-improvement is a tool, but I just think I didn't realize in the journey that there are some things that lacks even though you improve yourself. Like the most abundant version of you will still have imperfections and it will still lack something. So I have a natural style of doing things, right? You have one too. We all have a style in which we think or in which we try to articulate the world around us. And if you're deep enough to understand, or if you've been given the ability to understand enough the amount of style that you have within, that you do not need to replicate from other people, then you start to realize that this style is meant to be nurtured. So where self improvement comes here is that it tries to make you believe that this style has to be refined so that it benefits you. But in reality, if you change the style slowly in the name of refinement, what happens is that the other style that you think is abundant, that does not have any imperfections, and I'm not talking about having a fit body or having this amount of followers or something like that. I'm talking about being a much more happy individual and being more positive. Like, just think of the moment that you truly wanted to be someone who was less criticizing of yourself, or you wanted to stop trying to be angry towards those around you. Those are all just manifestations that we put on ourselves that tell us that this style that we already have isn't enough, and its imperfections, it's not something that you can handle right now. So you want another version of you, another style of you that does not have these imperfections. But you do not realize in that moment that this next version of you will have other imperfections that you can't see right now, because it's abundant to you right now in your mind's eye. And the imperfections that it has is a whole another world that you will step into if you continue on this self improvement journey. So nobody talks about what it means to have imperfections. How do you how do you self improve, right? Like, there is a need for us to be more positive, or there is a need for us to be less angry to lead a better life. I truly agree with that statement, and we need to look at this abundant version of ourselves time to time, right? But how do we still preserve our natural style and preserve our so called imperfections so that we do not lose everything about ourselves, so that we do not lose everything and then we have to unlearn every single thing that we've learned through our journey. So the more you are able to lean into your imperfections, the things that you lack, the more you are able to understand who you are. Just take that with a grain of salt, because I know that it is more than that. It's also about understanding who we are as human beings, and this is where the depth of this comes in. So let me just share three gunas or qualities that we have as human beings in this life. The three are tamas, rajas, and sattva. Okay. Now, the tamas guna or quality is the quality that helps you provide inertia to yourself. It what it does is that it stops you or it suppresses what needs to be suppressed. And rajas, what it does is that it is the quality that acts. It is the quality that is the bridge between the one that suppresses and the one that manifests. So rajas is the bridge that is needed so that you can oscillate between tamas and sattva. Okay. And sattva is the quality that helps you manifest. So in different people there are going to be different variations of these three qualities. Okay. And it can vary. Maybe you suppress yourself, or maybe you provide inertia to yourself. This can be seen in laziness or procrastination, but those are just too general. This can be even, it can be dug deeper into, which I encourage you to do, because it truly helps you understand who you are just as who you are. Okay. So there can be variations of this. You can have less rajas and you can have more sattva, meaning you can fuel yourself so that you can manifest things easily, but you seem to not be able to fuel yourself so that you can stop yourself from doing everything, right? It's, you need a balance. Okay, I just want to make that clear from here on out. Like, there is no right or wrong, but there is a balance that is required for you, for the homeostasis of just your being. Okay. And let me just speak up for myself. I think until this point I have tapped into how I can reach my state of manifestation and my state of inertia. But I don't know if you know, but there are two types of inertia. Inertia is the ability to provide friction to yourself. There is inertia of rest and inertia of motion. And I think I have never stopped myself moving. In fact, I have only ever tried to take myself from rest to move again. So I think that's a quality of mine that makes me not be able to suppress myself too much. I just give the inertia of motion to myself so that I can act. Okay. So that I can spark my Rajas quality. But what happened was that I fueled the ability of mine to act for my tamas. So when this happens, what it does is that I have just been in delusion and been in this state of confusion, because I am acting, yes, I am journaling, I am doing everything that I need, but it has been fueling suppression of my desires. It has not been manifesting anything in the physical. So I wondered about this, and I realized that I only need to shift how I fuel my rajas, where I fuel it to. And since I understand this now, I realize also that I have been fueling my need to act for this delusion, for this comfort of delusion is equal to me doing something, me acting upon something. But instead, I can shift that narrative to I can look at my imperfections, I can look at my depth, and by doing that, I can spark sattva in myself, and I can spark happiness and joy, which is related to sattva, just like how delusion and confusion is related to tamas. So, by sparking that sattva, what it does is that it manifests in my reality. So, what is it that you need to spark in yourself so that you can act to give that sattva is the question that you need to ask yourself. And when I asked this myself, I realized that the main imperfection that I tell myself that I have is my depth, is my inability to express my just the depth of which I can experience this world, which I do not think anyone else can look at when they look at me. Okay. And my inability to express my depth has been eating away at me. And that has made me just stick into this tamas again and again. So I can fuel my rajas by realizing that my depth has to be expressed in the first place, and that I am unique enough to have the variation of these qualities, and that I also have the autonomy and the authority to shift the narrative. So I am worthy and I am deserving of initiating my sattva and initiating this desire to manifest so that my body is in equilibrium, because I am going to fuel my rajas in different ways throughout my life. And the moment that I am able to look at that by the thing that it is the moment when I am able to realize that this style that I have already, that is okay. And I am not refining anything. I am just oscillating between what I want at that moment. So self improvement does not teach you about preserving your natural style. And when you think about this, maybe self improvement is a scam, because it's it's reaching for abundance. But what this oscillation between the qualities that you already have does is that it isn't reaching towards anything outside of yourself, but it is reaching within. It is like a pendulum that you swing and that you have the authority over, so that you can lead a better life, so that you can be abundant by just being yourself. So you are not yourself if you oscillate between your qualities. In fact, you okay, let me give you an example. There was a shadow witch, okay, and the shadow witch always tried to put people into a tunnel, and it did that so that they could look at their own shadows. But there were people who quit and there were people who died in that tunnel, but there are also people who still saw the little amount of light that gave light to that tunnel, and they thought, if there is light outside, isn't it my authority, isn't it my initiation that will bring me to that light? So what they did was that they patiently waited, and they waited and waited and waited for the shadow witch herself to come and lift off the tunnel to see who were still waiting for her. Okay. And there were two persons who waited. And as she took off the lid of the tunnel, they didn't come out of it that easily, because they were kind of stuck in that, even though they knew that they would come out eventually. So they were really patient. I need you to understand that. And what happened after they came out, which they eventually did, was that they realized that they had a fear in them which told them that the shadow witch may kill them. okay? And the shadow witch may kill their real face, they may lose their authenticity. But what the shadow witch taught them was, she didn't want them to lose themselves. She just wanted them to see if they lost the courage to find happiness again. And after coming out of that tunnel, as they realized this, they just started to find the courage to find happiness again. And as they did that, they not only became more of themselves, but they truly were intolerant to any fake reality that they could live in, because they were living in that previously. So now they were so in themselves, they were so real, that they were a menace to society, but they were also this beacon of light that they couldn't have got if not for that tunnel, if not for the shadow witch. So the courage to find happiness again is only the thing that has ever mattered for people who have been in that tunnel. So you are doing everything right now. Every single thing that you're doing is you. And it's just a matter of when you decide that you are worthy, even though you are too real. You are worthy even though you have to oscillate in yourself, even though you have to overthink sometimes, even though you can't wake up early every day. You are still worthy, because you have not lost, you have not intentionally you have not intentionally committed suicide to your real face like everyone does, and you have patiently waited till this point so that you can be the beacon of light that you didn't know you would be. So find that courage for yourself and dig into the qualities that you already have, and dig into what you need at this moment. Oh my god, yeah. Dig into what you need at this moment, so that you can be more present, and so that you can be abundant right now, right here, and not in the future. Self improvement does not teach you this. So please, please preserve yourself.